What's going on, guys? This is Michael with TYT Yugioh, and I'm going to be profiling my Fluffal deck for you guys. So to get right into it, in terms of the Fluffal lineup, we play 3 Fluffal Dog. It's the best Fluffal. Stratos searches everything in your deck. Really good. Super important to play 3 because you basically want to see this in every single one of your opening hands. Another Fluffal you want to see in every single one of your opening hands is Fluffal Bear. So we play 3 of him as well. It's really important to get to Toy Vendor as fast as possible since it really starts your engine going and lets you do the wings wombo combo. So you never really worry about having like too many bears to like have them be dead to like or having not enough Toy Vendors. You really just want to see this as fast as possible. So you definitely play 3. Next up, we play 3 Fluffal Wings. So Fluffal Wings is really important, obviously, for the wombo combo, draw combo with Toy Vendor. And you definitely play 3. So we play Brilliant Fusion in this deck. So you need 1 to send off Brilliant Fusion, and then these other 2 to resolve the combo basically as many times as possible. Because this is basically how you accumulate all of your advantage. You like resolving 3 in one game. Like there's basically no way you can lose. So you definitely play 3. Next we play 1 Fluffal Sheep. Sheep's pretty good. It's pretty searchable though. So you just play 1. You can do some cool things with like bouncing back dogs and stuff like that to recycle them. So it's you definitely play 1. You play Fluffal Owl because it's an out to Maturity Beast, because since you can use a monster effect to fusion summon, which is pretty helpful. But again, you only play 1 because it's very searchable off of dog and everything like that. And then you play 1 Fluffal Cat as well, since we played Brilliant Fusion. So there are some like pretty crazy combos that we can do since we played Brilliant Fusion, where basically if you open like with dog and then either wings or bear and Brilliant Fusion, it's like basically just game, and that's because of Fluffal Cat. And I guess we'll bring you the combo video on that a little bit later, but Fluffal Cat is really good for just recovering advantage and making sure that you always have polymerization in hand, which obviously you need to play. Next up, we play 3 Edge Imp Chain. This card's really good. You definitely max out on it because hitting it off Toy Vendor is just like the nut. It's just free cards, and it also makes rank 4s and stuff like that, so it's really good card. Next we play 2 Edge Imp Sabers. You don't play 3 bricks, and you need more than 1 because you do need to see this since most of your fusions do list Edge Imp Sabers specifically as their fusion material requirements. So 2 is just kind of the perfect number. Next up, for consistency, we play 3 King of the Swamp. This card is obviously really good. I'm sure most Fluffal decks you've seen play this card. It searches polymerization and also can be substituted for any named fusion material. So the thing to keep in mind with this is like you can substitute this for like Edge Imp Sabers on like Tiger or something, but you can't substitute this for like a Fluffal monster on like Sabertooth. So there's something to be careful about. But this card's way too good to play any less than 3 of. It's really helps the consistency of the deck, and it's really good. Next up we play the 1 Garnet because we play Brilliant Fusion, and finally we play 3 Maxis. This card's really well positioned right now, and since your deck is like pretty much like worse than any other deck that's like out there right now, you definitely need some main deck Maxis in order to help to make sure that you don't just like die to big Cosmo boards or BA boards or something like that. So next up on the spells, we play 3 Brilliant Fusion. So Brilliant Fusion is really good. Like I said, there are a lot of combos that you can do with dog, and to just make it like just game every time you see this card. Lets you send wings from the deck, which is really helpful to resolve that Toy Vendor wings draw combo. So Brilliant Fusion is like really good in the deck. Highly recommended. Next up, we play 3 Instant Fusion. So obviously we only have 1 Norden for this, and the extra deck is a target, but that's totally fine because you summon Sheep with this, and then you use the Sheep that you summoned off this, you fuse with it to make the Sabertooth. And then obviously it brings the Sheep back, and you can push for a lot of damage. And getting to the Sheep as fast as possible is really important these days because Cosmo like really loses to a board of like Sabertooth that can't be destroyed plus Sheep. Like Cosmo like pretty much can't deal with that, so getting the Sheep as fast as possible is really important. Next up we play 3 Fracture Fusion. Pretty much a win condition. This is what lets you like wolf for 20,000 damage and stuff like that. This card's also really important, and again you pretty much need to have your fusion spells in order to play, so you play 3 of it. I've been considering cutting 1 for the continuous guy, Fright for Factory, I think it's called. But I don't know. I've been liking this at 3. It hasn't really clogged for me, but you can probably cut one for the factory if you want. Next up, we play probably one of the best spell cards in the deck, Toy Vendor. Obviously, this is like your engine card. You need this to search, draw, do all that. Like this card's really good, and yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory in this deck. Next, we play 3 Polymerization. This is another card that you could probably cut down to 2 if you wanted for like the Fright for Factory, since you do play 3 King of the Swamp to search this out. But again, you need your fusion spells to be able to play, so 3 of this is pretty good. And then since this is a combo deck, we play the 1 Upstart, Rip. Yeah, pretty important. We don't play any traps. Fusion Reserve is like really bad. Like if you go first and you just have to like set Fusion Reserve, then like you're really just gonna lose that game. Like it's just not that good. It doesn't do enough for you to justify playing it. On the extra deck, we play the 1 Seraph Knight for the instant fusion, or the Brilliant Fusion. We play Norden as an instant fusion target. This card's really good. It obviously helps you make like rank 4s and stuff, which is something this deck usually struggles with without the Norden. Then onto the Fluffals, we play 3 Fright for Tiger. You definitely play 3. The 3rd one comes up like pretty often, especially when you're into the grind game, and it's not that hard to make since we play like 3 Fright for Fusion and stuff like that. Next is Fright for Sabretooth. 2 is pretty important. The 2nd one comes up, especially against Cosmo. Like this is pretty much a win condition against Cosmo. If you make this with 3 materials, so it can't be destroyed, and then you have a sheep on board, so it has like what 31 or 3200 attack. Cosmo like pretty much can't out this, so you definitely need this as your win condition against Cosmo. Your other win condition against Cosmo is the sheep. It's Armades, so it's good against Cosmo. Also, obviously really good against BA, so they can't float either. So again, two of these is really important as well. Then we play 2 Fright for Wolf. There we go. Wolf obviously is the facilitator of all your OTKs. A lot of people just really like, if they're not familiar with the deck, they really don't see this coming. So tigering your opponent's board with using polymerization to fuse for Tiger, and tigering your opponent's board, and then Fright for Fusion, using Fright for Fusion to make Wolf, and like attacking like 4 times is a play that comes up a ton. And people, if they are familiar with the deck, a lot of times they'll like try to negate the Wolf. So with Veil or Strike or something. So the 2nd one again does come up. Then for rank 4s, Dweller, self-explanatory, good card. Castel, good card, spot removal. Then the less self-explanatory ones, so we play Photon Strike Bouncer. So a play that actually comes up pretty often is going 2nd. You'll make like Tiger and Wolf, and then Wolf will only have like two attacks. So you go like attack, you clear their board with Tiger, and you go like attack, and then they're not quite dead yet, so you just overlay for this, and then if whatever they activate a monster effect, that leaves them with like, it's like 200 life or something, which then you can easily next turn just Tiger their board and attack for game. So the Photon Strike Bouncer just puts like a little extra pressure on your opponent in that event that you have to make these 2 and don't quite finish them off. So I think it's pretty good. And then finally Felgrand. This is probably like the 15th card in the extra deck. It's pretty good. You make it with 2 Sabretooths. Obviously, probably not against Cosmo because you don't really want to like waste your Sabretooths like that. But it's pretty much like the only effect negation in this deck. So I think it's worth having there just for the toolbox capability. Now onto the side deck. We play 3 Veilers for going 2nd against like Monarchs and stuff. Cosmo sometimes if you feel a need. Veiler, self-explanatory, pretty good card. We play 3 Cyber Dragon for the Cosmo matchup, since we also play the Chimera Tech in our extra deck. If you have seen our card discussion on Chimera Tech, you know why this is like the new thing to use against Cosmo and not the not system down. So you can check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Next up, we have Glow Up Bulb. So this is used to make 2 extra deck cards that we side, which are Naturi Beast and Trishula. So Naturi Beast, obviously, like you can make it since your like most important level 4 is the dog. So just making Naturi Beast, like again, certain matchups like Monarchs, like you just auto win. And then Trishula, a lot of times I like to side in as well, just in case I don't like open with the Naturi Beast. You can have sort of like a good synchro play to make like turn 2, and then Glow Up Bulb is our tuner over anything else, because if you hit it off Toy Vendor, it's fine. You can just summon it back, and then like Trish is really easy to make with Instant Fusion, because there's Instant Fusion for Norden to bring back like Glow Up Bulb or level 4, and like then make Trish, which is pretty strong. And then we side 3 Twin Twister. Obviously, we like kind of can't play through back row, so Twin Twister is pretty good. We also don't mind discarding cards, since obviously we need stuff in the graveyard for wings and Fight for Fusion and stuff like that. So Twin Twister is really good. And finally, we play 3 Chaos Trap Hole for going first. Obviously, this deck kind of struggles going first, so having some traps is kind of nice. And this is pretty much the best one that hits like pretty much every like good deck in the game right now. Cosmo, BA, Monarch. Like this card is really just a blowout. So that's the deck. Thank you very much.
A couple few questions.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
So, first off, will you ever play a deck that is not 75% commons?
Hey, listen, man. There's some foils in here. I have like, what is this? Spanish LB polymerization. That's not common. Fight for Fusions are rare.
I see you own a Europrint super upstart goblin.
Listen, man. I like decks that are all commons, because commons stack better than foils, okay? That's honestly why.
You heard it here first, guys.
I'm a savage cheater.
Michael is a stacker. He only plays bad decks because he is not suspected.
Because he's stacked as what, 3?
Yeah, stacked as what, 3.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching YouTube, and we'll see you next time.